pew, 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 pew.
That never gets old, does it? You would think that would get old.
Them guns away.
You would think that would get old, but it doesn't really get old.
Mm-mm.
Cheers.
Big ears.
So what is going on, everybody? Well, let's see who we got in here.
I have a couple things I'm fired up about that I want to talk about tonight.
JC Oregon's Homestead, Cecilia Johnson, April Hill, JC Bee Farm and Garden. How have y'all been, man? Long time no see.
How have you been?
Mark, living a rogue life.
Living a rogue life. Cecilia, nice to see you. Geeky Gardens.
Mm-hmm. Then you got the cake eaters, or I'm
Trip
sorry,
H.
stuffed pepper eaters.
Our weekend so far has been quite relaxing.
Yes. We decided that we're going to make Saturdays
I'm gonna
our...
have to do this way.
Oh, we're going to do this way?
I have to, because you can't see my beautiful face with that shadow.
I know, and your face is super beautiful. Wonderlove!
What up? I was so excited. She sent me a text message earlier today with her new phone number.
Yep, she got a phone.
Just saying.
Just saying, data.
Dee!
Wow,
So
D's
glad
here.
Dee's here. Songbird! Anyway.
Windswept is in the house.
What up?
Who is that guy? Which one of you cuckoo things are... Oh, Brian. Preacher Man is on now on Marco Polo, and he obviously cannot figure it out because...
Happy Saturday. Glad to be here. Hackett's Healing Hollow. My finger hurts. My thumb. From pushing down. My thumbs hurt.
Mimsy Gardens.
My thumbs hurt. You need to kiss my thumbs.
Cloverland Gardens.
Cloverleaf.
Cloverleaf.
Prayer request. Absolutely. Go for it. Karen, go ahead.
Oh, it's Karen. Okay, I was going to say, if it was the Navy guy, I just don't know. I don't know there's enough prayers in the world for him. We're going to just seriously just sit here and wait for a prayer request?
Sure. Why not? How's everybody's Saturday? How did everybody do today?
Fair and partly cloudy.
Our weekend actually started yesterday.
Yes.
Afternoon. Early. Yeah, because I got off of work early, which was awesome.
Awesome.
And then we went and got feed.
Feed.
So that we didn't have to do it this morning.
That's right.
So that was nice.
Very nice.
Came back home, chillaxed for a while.
Didn't we work in the garden a little bit?
We did.
We owe y'all a garden video, our 2020
We
intro.
owe y'all a bunch of videos. That's just goes without saying.
Scotch eggs.
Well, I'm not even going to throw you under the bus for the Scotch eggs.
No,
not.
Just don't.
Not going to throw you under the bus for that one.
How did
Because
I
I
miss
love you so much. That I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Cold, windy, and showers. That was my Saturdays. So ours started off kind of interesting. It started off raining.
Thunder, lightning,
Yeah.
rain.
But then after it left, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
The whole rest of the day was sunny and just nice.
Let that someone out now.
Say what, Jarhead? Busted.
Hey, I need you to come pick me up. I gotta go somewhere.
Where you gotta go?
Anywhere. Use my taxi.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
We got so much building we have
Making
to do.
lemonade from lemons.
What's up, girlfriend?
Sup? Hidden within myself. I need a vacation from a vacation.
Robin is nice. Jason just keeps the pepper bus going in circles.
You gotta remember, he licks windows for a He's just over there driving his whatever it is that he's driving. Every now and then he just goes over and goes, ah.
So, Mimsy's Garden says, crazy Saturday. Had to hunt all over creation for a dishwasher. Then put up 6 of the 8-foot T-posts so I can Florida weave the tomatoes, peppers, tornadoes tomorrow. Ugh.
Dishwasher. 3 squirts in the sink. Grab the plate in your left hand. With your right hand, grab your scrubby, and make a circle.
Yeah, whatever.
Grease off the left hand, right hand. Dunk. Rinse with the right hand. Breathe in, breathe out.
He said, say when. April says, sitting here making ear savers for my comrades in nursing.
Ear savers?
Yeah, so they've got these now people for the, you know how the things go over your ears and they hurt your ears. Mm-hmm. So now what they're doing is making these things that have buttons on the end of them so you can attach it to the buttons so it's just a full, so it doesn't go over your ears. It's a full mask. I've been manually washing. I'm over it. I got you.
You know, I bet you burn a lot of calories.
What did you put in here? It feels like it's full. That's weird. I have a dishwasher. His name is Doc. Yes. Jason, that's our dishwasher here too. Put your left hand in, take your left hand out. Put your left hand in, and you wash it all about. Sorry. Anyway. We gambled and planted our tomatoes and peppers on our last estimated frost date, and, well, we lost that. Ugh. Dadgummit. I hate when that happens. Did you completely lose, like, did everything just, like, wither over?
I just stuck my eye with my own glasses. I was, like, trying to put it back on and went, BOW!
Is it all withered over and dead? Because a lot of times some of that stuff might die back, but then it grows back. Like, sometimes that happens. Especially with tomatoes. Sometimes that happens. Too much info for the jarhead. I have 3 dishwashers. Yeah, I've got 2. Can't count him. Jason doesn't do dishes. I'm covered in soil. Got 2 pair of jeans left until Wednesday when my dishwasher or my washer dryer get delivered. Yeah, that's plenty till Wednesday. Shoot, that's plenty of time.
You know, you could always get you a big 5-gallon bucket, right? Go buy a 5-gallon bucket. They're like, what, $2, $3. Get a plunger, brand new plunger. Cut the hole out of the center of the lid of the 5-gallon bucket that's just big enough for the handle of the plunger to go in. Put warm water in, or if it's cold water only, cold water in. Put the water in. Take some dish soap. For about a minute and a half. Pull it out. Dump your water out. Rinse your bucket out.
Yeah, been doing them in the tub.
Rinse it off with the hose. Stick it back in the bucket.
You're funny.
But you could do that, and it would clean your stuff.
Dorothy's Hobby Farm, welcome.
Hello, Dorothy. You're not in Kansas anymore.
Nope, we're in Georgia. So, did anybody have like something just really cool that they did today that they want to share?
I thought you were just going to fuss about it.
I'm going to, but I'm still kind of... We're about 10 minutes in. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. So we still have people kind of traipsing in.
I don't know. I think this is about as many as we're going to get.
That's crazy on a Saturday. 34 people. Thank you, YouTube. Just saying.
People don't love us anymore.
Should not be getting 34 people when we have almost 20,000 subs. Just... Thank you, YouTube. Just saying. Anyway, so, what you doing? Oh, don't do that. I don't like, there's something wrong with that camera. Is it not clean?
I don't know.
It's the lighting.
It's the dirty camera. Yeah, it's all blown out.
It's the lighting. It's all blown out. Yeah. Haha, you're spot on with sound effects tonight. Let's see. I got more 1.9 liter jars for canning flour and rice. Cool. Planted cherry radishes today. Made homemade pie crust. Nice. Ooh. I didn't get it. Yeah, a lot of people are not getting notifications. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't surprise me.
So, if you didn't get a notification, hey, share it out there in your social media. Let the world know that
just came in from the greenhouse.
Beautiful cool. Robin is on the live stream.
So today we have started taking Saturdays as our day of rest.
Our Sabbath
day. And so today we decided we'd go into Athens, do a little
shopping,
tire kicking. And while we were out tire kicking, there was a couple things that I saw that bothered me. One is, while we were there in Athens, one establishment we went to, everybody was elbow to elbow, even though there were signs everywhere asking people to respect social distancing. Mm-hmm. And people still have masks on. But as soon as they get outside, what is the first thing you see them do? Take the masks off. Another place we went in was the polar opposite. We stood in a line and waited and waited and waited as they regulated who went in and out of the store. And that actually happened to me yesterday as well. But in this store, there was really no need. Like, the store was huge.
It's huge.
And there
was more employees in there than customers.
It wasn't, it made no sense. And then so the other thing was just the mask thing, just like totally irritated me, because there are some people that are wearing the masks correctly. Some people that are not even, like, they have no clue. It's down, like, around their mouth. It's not on their nose.
If you're going to wear a bandana.
And also, understand, y'all, that...
And you wear it where it only covers this much.
and understand when you're wearing some of these homemade masks, that is more to prevent you from passing to somebody else, not from somebody passing to you. So you could be walking around wearing your mask, but if you're not, if the other people aren't wearing masks, it doesn't do any good. So that's something to consider.
Doesn't work in this position. Doesn't work in this position.
So then, okay, so there's another thing. We're not allowed to go to some shops. We call in your order and pick it up at the door. So there's a lot of places that are doing that. Now, what I was going to say is I went to Aldi yesterday, and Aldi actually is doing it right. They have one girl outside, because you have to put in your quarter, well, they're not doing that right now. They're putting quarters in all of the things so you don't swap out, none of that. So basically what they have is one girl that sits outside, and as people return their carts, her sole job is to spray that cart down, wipe it down, and let it air dry. And then they're regulating who goes in the store, and as one person comes out, another person's allowed to go in. It is very, it works very well. And their store has enough people in it that people are still able to do what they need to do. They're not crowding each other in the lines. It's, it works. It does really well. But then you go into places like Walmart, even though they're regulating who goes into the store, and when you go to stand in line to pay for your stuff, everybody's on top of you. And it's so inconsistent. Because people are going to do what they're going to do. That I don't understand why we still have all these limitations. Like, it doesn't make sense. sense to me. She Moved Mountain says, I saw a lady at the store wearing a mask. She pulled it down to her chin to answer her phone. Yeah.
Not working. I mean, I get what people are doing. Okay, I get the social distancing. I understand it. I don't think there's enough education out there for people that are wearing these masks, wearing them incorrectly. And I watched somebody pull down their mask to pick their nose. First of all, ew. Second of all, it, I don't. I grew up in an era in this country where, if your neighbor's kid got the chicken pox,
yes, I have been screaming this for weeks.
You had a play date, and my mom took us over next door because the little girl had chicken pox, and you're gonna go over there and play with her. I'm like, Mom, she got chicken pox, so. And then she
Nate, what's up?
Make you sit next to her and
go lick her face.
Go lick her face. What? Lick her face. That's disgusting. Lick her face.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks later, you had chicken pox. And
yes, there's definitely a lack of common sense.
And what's up, Mary Minnie? Many homesteading.
Ooh.
Now, was that probably the proper thing to do? Maybe not licking the whole face thing. But the exposure to where your body can build up the antibodies and your body can fight it off, because now they are screaming for people who had this thing to come, let them
tested for antibodies.
Get some of your blood tested for antibodies.
Because you could save a person's life.
You could save somebody.
Yeah, pox parties, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, we all had that. Like, there are times when I'm like, why don't we just all go out, no masks, do what we're supposed to do, and just go about our business. If you get it, you get it, you fight it. If you get it and you don't fight it, you don't fight it. Like, it's just...
If you get it and die, you get it and die.
I mean,
But, long lines at Walmart or anywhere else, hey, it's pollen season. Just start sniffling and coughing. All of a sudden, people look at their cart and remember they forgot something and they need to go get it. No. Maybe I should have stayed in New York a little longer.
Really?
Just saying.
So, how many of y'all have seen the news this week talking about the food shortages?
Oh, you're really going to jump on this.
Mm-hmm. And
but this is supposed to be an
I want everybody's opinion on this. Oh. The food shortages. The fact that farmers are plowing under their fields. That Smithfield has closed a bunch of its plants. That Purdue has closed a plant. That Tyson has closed a plant.
When did Mike Tyson start getting into the food industry anyway?
Never had the mumps, measles, or chickenpox because I went barefooted all the time. Okay, so making lemonade from lemons, saw it. I'm just curious.
How do you know she's not raising her hand because she has a question?
Because
why?
Because I love Shayla and I'm like right here with her. I know. Just know.
She could have a question about lemonade.
I just looked out back. My food isn't short yet. Milk, yeah, and milk is being dumped. Yes. So I'm curious what. I've never had pox. I'm worried now. My kids get it.
Yeah, you're tough.
I'm just curious. Trying to purchase some of those companies. Huh. Ironic. What are you doing?
Nothing. You going about your rant.
I want everybody to I want to see what everybody's reaction to all this is. Because I've kind of said from the beginning, let's see, what bothered me more was the giant jump in profits. The grocery stores are making some as much as a 65% increase. Mm-hmm. Right, so my other thing is, I saw ground beef a couple weeks ago. When South Carolina announced that they were going to do a stay-at-home order, I stopped because we were doing spaghetti or something, tacos, and so I was just curious what ground beef was going for, so I went to look for it. It was going for almost $5 a pound, y'all. I guarantee you the cattle ranchers that raised those cows
aren't getting that.
They're not getting comparable to that right now. I can tell you that pretty much for a fact that is not the case. That profit is strictly at the grocery store level. It is not at the farmer level. I live near Tyson Farms, and you couldn't pay me to eat their food. You know what? I used to live close to Tyson as well. Say all kinds of crazy reports this week, but the food shortage complaints is nothing new. Food is still being dumped and thrown away. It makes me sad when it could be going to someone in need. I've heard, not worried though. We have a large garden and plenty of meat options. Don't watch the news. My grocery store's greedy. My parents sent me and my brother to the neighbors to get the chicken pox. Yeah, it was the same thing. That is the report, and that is crazy because people are standing in lines for food and we're throwing it away. I have no idea. The food meat market that is in the food meat that is in the stores has increased some yes. All more reason to raise your own. We throw so much out that's still good too. That's exactly right. I've heard food shortage reports, and I've heard comments about people not buying the foods, so they're shutting them down. Depends which report you believe. Though just growing my garden. All of our meat prices have gone up. Right. So here's my thing. The thing that keeps coming up in the news, because what we've been doing is every morning I get my cup of coffee, Jason gets a cup of coffee, and we sit down and we turn on the news to let the girls hear what the current events, what kind of things are going on.
Keep up with it. Because we have instructed them, encouraged them to keep a journal. Excuse me. Because when they are our age, Lord knows what the history books are going to say about this. So if they keep a journal now, and they can share this firsthand story about the run on toilet paper, then the run on rice, and then the plowing of food, and blah 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 blah. And that would help jog their memory so they can share their stories with their kids and grandkids. And I just got distracted.
And that they were starting to write their journals.
Yes. So that's why we really have them watching the news, so they can soak that in and then put it down on paper.
Or put down what their thoughts are based on what they're hearing in the news as well. Yeah. So we started listening this week, and they started reporting about, in the beginning of the week, Jason kind of panicked a little bit because he was like, what the crap? All of this stuff, what?
I panicked?
Yeah, you were like, not panicked. It was like, Robin, did you see it? They're shutting down Smithfield, blah, 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 blah. You were like, yeah. It wasn't panic, but it was like, yeah. So
No. You have to rephrase that because that was getting your attention.
It wasn't panic. It was more of a, I want you to pay attention to this because this is another sign of the times. Is basically what it was. But I disagree. Because here's my thing, y'all. If you listen to the fine print or you do your research, some of these places that are shutting down produce like 5% of the meat supply, 6% of the meat supply, 7%, whatever. a lot, and I don't know about everywhere else, but where we are, we have a lot of local producers. They're still mass monoculture producers, but they still produce, like the chicken that we get. Yes, we do get chicken occasionally from Tyson that comes into the store. But there's chicken that's coming from more local sources that are not being affected by this, because it's not some big, massive 800 to 1,000 people plant. And again, they're not shutting down indefinitely. They're going in, cleaning things up. They may have to scale back production because they're going to have less people, because maybe some people will be sick. But most of those people that tested positive within 2 weeks, for most part, they're all going to be back to being okay again. I guess my thing is that I feel like sometimes this stuff is blown out of proportion to once again invoke a fear or a panic. Because there's one thing that Jason and I have said in the past, if you've been with us for a while, something we used to preach a long time ago, and we kind of got away from it a little bit. But if a government controls the food source, they control the people.
Well, here's my thing. Okay, when did this start? January? February?
Sure.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, January to February, February to March, March to April. We're getting ready to be in May, right? April to May, May to June, June to July. Right? That'll be about 6 months come July.
Uh-huh.
It's already starting to kind of right? I said it back in the day. This thing's from China. It will be broke in 6 months. Stop panic.
Yes, definitely.
We're on the way back to flattening the curve, straightening the curve, flattening them, whatever. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah. So I guess my thing is to encourage you all to not get so bogged down in stuff that's meant to invoke panic.
Yeah.
Because it is exactly what Mimsy's saying. It's fear-mongering. It's basically, if you can steer, and it's no different. I always think of, like, if you've ever seen the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, there's a part in there where the wife and the daughter come up with an idea, and they say, but the trick is we have to make it think that it's his idea. And the man would say, the man is the head of the household. And the woman would say, but the woman is the neck that makes the head turn whichever way she wants. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with that. What I am saying
is I do agree with that, because depending on what you're wearing is which way my head is going to turn.
But what I am saying is that right now, this information that's here, the media is the neck and can turn it whichever way they want it to make it look whatever way they want you to react to it.
Come on.
Say
it.
What?
Come on.
No, I'm not going to.
Say your quote. No, say it. Say it.
There is a quote from a John Mayer song, Waiting on the World to Change. And he says in the song, when you own the information, you can bend it all you want. So his point was, in the media, when you have it and you're in charge of putting it out there, you can do with it whatever you want. And so that's kind of my thing is, yes, there are probably places that are dumping milk, but there's still plenty of milk in the stores. I haven't seen a shortage of milk. Yes, there are issues.
It's impossible for you to see a shortage of milk.
Why?
Because we have a cow in milk.
Right. I'm just saying in the stores. When I've been in the stores, I have not seen a shortage of milk.
Well, is milk really short?
So Wonderlust does bring up a point. This past week, we had some pretty nasty storms that came through, tornadoes that just leveled people's houses, leveled a factory, leveled a bunch of different...
a bunch of damage.
A lot of damage. So if you're a praying person, a praying family, the people in Seneca specifically, would definitely appreciate that. So
J Love Adventures in the house.
Now, one thing we did mention to y'all,
she calls me beautiful people.
You know, there is another side to this, like with the food industry. You know, a lot of the restaurants are not ordering as much as well. And so...
You shouldn't talk about this.
Why?
Because it can get somebody in trouble.
No.
Yes.
No, how?
Okay, I'm just saying. It could get somebody in trouble.
I wasn't going to be specific. I was just going to say...
There's an idea about it. You could...
Okay, whatever. Anyway, how was Calf Watch Take 2? I just walked out there right before the show. She's still quite wide, and Nate, you'll understand this. A lot of the other ones of y'all that stayed up watching.
She's kind of like super wide, like my ex-mother-in-law.
When we were all watching Calf Pal, there was a point where Calf Pal went from being quite wide and having her belly flanking on both sides to now they are, you know, and then she went to where it looked like the calf had turned. And so now she was no longer wide. You know, she just kind of looked like she almost deflated overnight. So that's kind of what we're watching for at the moment. She has definitely, her lady bits are starting to stretch out. So we know it's coming. Her teats are starting to poke out. So she's definitely getting there, but her ligaments have not, is it dropped or whatever? She's not, the calf has not turned yet. So we still have a little bit, but that's what we're watching for. And once we see that, we'll definitely, you know, kind of jump in and maybe film. Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to go live with
Maybe
her.
do a live.
Dorothy's Hobby Farm. To answer your question about what program are we using for the bottom banner. We made that all in Streamlabs OBS. The whole thing is Streamlabs OBS. It's very easy to do. Mm-hmm. Just got it, and it's free. It's free.
Shortage of eggs here. I've started trading my eggs with locals for whatever they want to swap. So veggies and homemade jams. Yeah, absolutely. And that's definitely, yeah, so we're still about 2 weeks out. See, that's what I was thinking, Nate. We were talking about this earlier, is that we were thinking about 2 weeks. Because if we remember, that's one thing that I love about, you know, I know some of these live streams were kind of frustrating that we sat watching this cow not do anything. But one thing that a bunch of us have probably learned in watching her over those weeks is the progression of what happened over that time frame. And once we got to see where, you know, it was very obvious that the calf had turned, that's when we started to notice it was almost, you know, it was basically time.
And Daisy's an old pro, so she's probably just going to be, like, go to poop. And boom,
yeah, I don't anticipate her having any issues. Mm-hmm. It'll probably be a lot quicker than.
So when we make the decision to put her in that pen, we are going to take cameras out there somehow, and we are going.
We'll do her just like how we did Calf Pal, because it'll be in the same spot, right?
Yeah, but we just don't have a tripod anymore.
Why don't we have a tripod?
Because that tripod setup was...
Well, but we have a tripod. We can figure that out. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I guess. We just gotta go get the piece that holds the phone.
Oh, yeah, that's not a problem. I love the live streams. Met and talked with so many lovely people that I'd never spoken to before. Yeah. 12... Holy crap! 12 eggs here is almost $5, and milk is almost $6 for 3 bags. Oh, she's in Canada, I think, right?
Oh, Canada.
Celia asked, are we doing all-night streams? Depends on when she decides to throw. Like, if we start to notice first thing in the morning that it looks like it's a possibility, we'll turn the stream on in the morning. If it looks like it's in the afternoon, whatever. The thing I worry about is getting all of y'all's hopes up and we walk out one morning and the calf's already on the ground. Like, that's what I'm worried about. Because You know, with her being an old pro at this.
Yeah, that calf comes out there like a greased pig, boy.
Mm-hmm. So, speaking of calves, so Bo...
You told this story last week.
What?
About how he ran you over.
No. So, Bo is doing quite well. You know, we banded him last Saturday. And it looks like it will be gone before you know it. It looks like it's, we're halfway there. Anyway, so he is almost a steer. Not be long. One more thing. I wanted to ask if anybody else has heard of this. Because Jason and I saw this afternoon on the TV, and I cannot believe we haven't heard of this until now, because like, it just all of a sudden, what number is this for her? We believe it's 5. We believe this is number 5, because when she first came to us, she calved, and that calf died when Georgia Power sprayed that kill all.
No.
Yeah.
First calf lived. We ate the first calf.
No, we did not.
Second calf. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Then, the second calf is the one that when we come up here, because the first calf was a little bull calf, and that bull calf is the one that died. Then, the second one was when we came up here, because she did not get pregnant again until she came up here. And we're pretty sure that she lost it to coyotes. Then she's had Delma, and she's had Calf Pal. So that's 4. So we're pretty sure this is 5.
Goldberg in the house.
So, anyway, so we were watching a little bit of TV, trying to relax a little bit before we came out here. And there was a commercial. Has anybody heard of the hashtag he for she? HEFORSHE. Has anybody else heard of this?
Okay. I completely missed this one.
It's the same thing. But that's the movement.
That's the movement? There's a movement. He for she.
They're not in videos, Cecilia. We've not done videos on all of them. So, yeah. So it's hashtag he, HE, for she. No, I have not ordered the calcium in case she gets milk fever. I forgot about that. I need to look into that. Nobody? Bueller?
No, nobody's heard of it.
Nobody's heard of this.
Go
Nope.
on. Nope.
Okay. You're not missing out on anything. So we were listening, and what perked Jason's ears is it said what?
Oh, it was just a whole bunch of images and B-roll of husbands wearing aprons and mopping the floor and vacuuming and doing the dishes and cooking and doing this and doing that. And then it was like hashtag husband training.
Husband material.
Husband material. Yeah. Are you husband material?
Jason was like, wait, what did I just watch? So I noticed like the actual the hashtag, and so I went to look up this organization. And apparently, the UN has put together a movement for gender equality.
The United Nations.
The United Nations has put together a movement, a group, to encourage gender equality.
Wow. Okay, so I'm saying wow, not because I don't believe in gender equality.
Let's get that clear.
I'm saying wow because 4 years ago.
Okay.
When did I go to New York with Brighton Entertainment?
Oh.
4 years ago?
No, we didn't live here yet.
Yes, we did.
Okay. 4-ish.
4 or 5 years ago, I went to New York City, New York, to help film a documentary about a program that James Brown started that his one daughter has kept up. It's called JAM. And basically they take underprivileged children from inadequate schools, and they teach them music. They put instruments in their hand, and they teach them how to play, and they teach them how to sing and perform. And well, they got this one group that's very, very talented. And they were doing a lot of old James Brown songs.
Old James Brown stuff.
And so they got invited to perform at some, I don't want to call it a talent show because it really wasn't a talent show, but it was some type of like a reward thing where the kids were going to get, scholarships and stuff like that. And possible record deals and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And so we had to go up there to be a part of it. Long story short.
I'm waiting for you to circle the wagons on this one because I'm like...
I know you're not talking with your whole 30-minute about the meat. We had to go to the Apollo because that's where Mr. Good old James Brown got started. And down there in Heirloom. And so 2 vans of whiter than white dudes got out in Heirloom. And we went in there.
With concertina wire across.
Went in there to film. And the UN, the United Nations, had a poster up. They were having some type of powwow or some type of convention or something there. And it basically, if I could find the picture. But anyway, basically, long story short, it was talking about the New World Order. And it had women as the soldiers. And they were all, some of the pictures, they were there with rifles. Some of them there were in fighting stances.
So, gender equality.
And it was all, but see, it was all women. And then they had their home country flag over one of their breast pockets. Over one of the breast pockets or shoulders. And so that's why I was kind of like, wow. Because they were hardcore pushing
a couple years ago. Now it's coming to fruition.
That's why I was like, wow.
So they're like pushing that because of this this nastiness that's going on, that that women are, even more so being discriminated against because now they're having to stay home and continue to do their work, but then also take care of their children and also do this and also do that, blah, 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 blah. And so some of the posts, if you literally go on there and look, just look in Instagram and look for the hashtag husband material or hashtag he for she, you will see pictures of men, and in my opinion, this is just my opinion, being emasculated, which has also been another theme in recent years, doing women's stuff, or typically women's stuff. But one of the things that I did like about it is that it did say, there are some things that we take for granted that some women do, and that men don't realize that women do, and that they could help to do.
Here's the bottom line. Here's the problem. Okay? And this is what it boils down to and can be fixed with people reading 2 books. Keeping your love on and knowing a person's love language. The moment that people in a relationship realize that they're part of a team,
right,
and they're not competing against each other, and it's not who does more housework, who does more cooking, who does more of their child raising, blah, blah, blah. When you realize that you're a team, then you can play off of each other's strengths and weaknesses and get to the end game goal, which is raising children that will be productive members of society, raising children that were fear Jesus and love Jesus, and everything would be good to go. But see, and that's the problem.
Yes, D. All you have to do is marry a guy really young and train them yourself.
See, there's no training involved
you,
in a relationship. There's none. That would be like me. I look at Robin and I'll be like, go get me a glass of tea. Whoop-pow. You know?
Never happened.
No, I don't do the whoop-pow, but you go get me my tea.
No.
Yes, you do. When you're up, if I ask for a glass of tea, you will get a tea. That's being a part of a team. I'm not.
But when I ask you to get me tea, you just ask the girls to do it.
That's not true.
I like it.
That's not true. And if you want to play this role, we can play this role. Because I can bring up something that you said about something that was in the news this week.
About what? I'm scared.
About how somebody really isn't a mom and doesn't deserve Mother's Day this week.
Oh, no, but that was a joke. That wasn't
that was a joke. That was a joke.
We were playing. Really? Okay, so I'm going to let y'all behind a curtain on something here. So there was this news thing on this week where they had a lady who was being reunited with her daughter, or daughter, I think, that she gave birth to while she was in a coma, induced coma from COVID. So that was the reason why it was this big thing. And
Robin was like, it doesn't count!
So I was...
You were in a coma! Doesn't count!
So...
You don't know what it's like!
That's not what I said.
You don't know what it's like to push a watermelon through a straw!
No.
You don't know the pain!
So, there's this...
I don't worry about you claiming PTSD later either!
To make...
To
make you understand why this is funny, because that doesn't sound funny at all. I don't believe that, because that woman had to carry that child for 9 months before the child was born, and various other things, probably stressing the whole time when she did get sick. You know, there's a lot that goes on with that. But the story behind it is, because what was funny, the part that was funny is my daughters started hearing Jason and I going back and forth, going, it doesn't count, because it would, it would loop. Mm-hmm. The story would come on, and then like 30 minutes later, it would come on again. And so, we were like, does it count? You don't get to celebrate Mother's Day. And so the girls are looking at us, and they're like,
did my parents take a morbid pill?
What is wrong with y'all? And so I said, okay, so I have to explain something to y'all. When I had Blaze, I gave birth to Blaze on March 24th. Mother's Day that year was towards the beginning of May. It was like the 10th or 12th, something like that. Or, the beginning part of May, not the end. So, a month and a half I've been a mother. And my ex, at the time, I wasn't married to him yet, but my ex-husband was in boot camp.
No,
and
he was at basic training.
Basic training.
The Navy doesn't have a boot camp.
So he went to whatever that is in Great Lakes, and he wrote me a letter, because he would write me, and he wrote me a letter, and informed me that this is the kind of D-bag this guy was.
Ooh, this still gets your goat, boy. You want me to say
21 years, y'all. 21 years later, he proceeded to tell me that I didn't deserve to celebrate Mother's Day this year because I hadn't been a mom long enough to qualify to be a mother. So, to make light of that painful thing 21 years ago, whenever we have a situation where we can make light of that, we will make light of it. So it's a thing. And so the other thing is that Jason, for the last 15 years, has been very adamant about making sure that I'm appreciated, not just on Mother's Day, but just at random times throughout the year. He will. You got a Dear John letter. Not really, like, it was more like, because I had said something about doing something for, it was after the fact. Like, I had already said, like, oh, for Mother's Day, we went and did this, or something like that. And he wrote me back and was like, really, you don't really qualify to be a mom yet. Like, I mean, you only been a mom for, like, a month and a half. So, why did you even celebrate Mother's Day? And I'm like, oh, my God. Anyway, so, yeah. So that's kind of our little inside joke thing that we say every once in a while. So anyway,
I like to spit it out there every now and then just to remind her of how good she has it now.
That's exactly right. Because
right about the time where I have to go, pow, get my tea. Or you're not a mother this year.
So glad you settled for Jason. That is not settling, y'all. That was a big upgrade. Huge. Got the premium package.
That's right, ladies. Yes. Out the nose. I have a hard time understanding something. Okay, because they say that after this, right now, domestic violence is on the rise. Uh-huh. And there's going to be a influx of divorce after everybody gets the kind of the all clear. Mm-hmm. We have been having so much fun during this. I don't understand why that's happening.
Even a thing? I guess because a lot of people, they don't realize just how miserable they are because their lives being separate, work and things like that, and they only have to really get along for a few hours a day kind of thing. I guess. And now that they're being forced to, when Jason demands that tea, tell him you ain't his mama. Like, his own mama won't get him tea. Who are you kidding? So, no, I think the difference is that there are a lot of relationships that are formed based on not wanting to be alone or, oops, this happened. And I think that
yes, she did.
This situation has put those choices under a microscope and has a magnifier.
That's what a microscope does. It does blow up the image.
So under a magnifying glass.
You gotta look down like this and the thing, and gotta get the light just
right. Oh my God! Really?
What? I'm just looking down the microscope. Gonna magnify that problem.
You stink so.
I know. I don't know what is going on in my gut, but it is.
They don't have a solid relationship inside to find out that they hate each other. I
pooped 4 times today.
But yeah, so that's the thing is I think that this situation has just put that under magnification, magnifying glass to where people are really starting to see that these decisions they made were just not good. I blame him just because his butt has a crack in it. Don't mean he is broke and can't get his own teeth. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be an increase in babies, and it's most likely going to be
probably going to be about 20,000.
Millennial generation, which
is scary.
Yeah. But, I've also seen people that have complained about having to keep their kids over this time, but I've seen even more that have finally adjusted and decided this is not going to get better anytime quickly. So, stealing from Shayla's channel name, it's time to make lemonade. And so I think a lot of people are starting to think outside the box. There's a lot of creativity that's going on. I think a lot of people are realizing that there's a lot of for one the broken food system.
And let's run that rabbit for a second, because I'm a little, I don't want to say butthurt, but it's the best way to explain it. My driveway, about a quarter of a mile long, give or take. At the end of my driveway is a church. And one Saturday every month, they have a food giveaway. They give away food. Mm-hmm. And that concerns me. Not a big favor in just giving people food. And I'll tell you why. Because that's how slaves are made. Plain and simple, when you boil it down, that's how slaves are made. I understand that sometimes people run into hard times, lose a job, and they can't make it for 1 month. I get that. You can have something in place for that. But these people that come to these things month after month after month.
They've been coming for years. There are people that we've seen for the last couple of years.
They are now a slave to that system.
Right.
I have tried underneath 2 different pastors. The last pastor, he tried. Mm-hmm. But
the congregation wanted nothing to do.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
We were going to provide the seed. We were going to provide the classes to empower these people to be able to get off of this broken food system and start to stand on their own 2 feet. And it aggravates me that our food system is bold enough to let farmers till up acreage of lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, all that kind of stuff. And instead of giving that farmer the power to go, look, man, it's probably rough in your community. Do what you can with it. And let the farmer open it up for $5 a bushel. Come pick your own.
Because that's really what it boils down to. Is the reason that these farmers are tilling under their stuff is that it costs money to harvest that stuff and to process it and do stuff with it. So if you just said, hey, come pick your own, we'll let 10 people in at a time. Go pick what you want.
Break the field up into sections and let them in there, 10 to a section, and get some money out of it, so that way they can pay their bills. Granted, they're probably not going to make as much as they are selling to, that's on my mouth, Kroger or McDonald's. How? Ugh.
I like what Broussard said. He who has the power to feed you also has the power to starve you.
Exactly. And
here, the food banks give you 3 occasions to have food unless there's an exceptional circumstance. Yeah, that's not the case here.
And it's slavery is not dead. Okay? They're just not beating you with a whip. They're not just making you bale cotton. But they're controlling you. Do you know how much freedom this came this year when God put it on our hearts last year for us to go completely sustainable this year with our food? We were spending roughly $800 a month on food when Blaze was still here to feed 5 people.
About $200 a week.
Mm-hmm. No. We have bought a little bit of stuff with the shoemakers, because they were here, it kind of cut in to some of the staple stuff, the rice, sugar, flour.
And then we had a flub with the raw food diet with the dogs. But other than that, like...
We may have spent, since the beginning of the year, we may have spent $200?
Maybe $3-ish.
$300?
Yeah.
January, February, March.
Yeah, about $100.
So what?
$100
4 months?
a month. Yeah, maybe $100 a month. And it's mostly been staple stuff, and that was just to make sure that with this crazy situation that's going on, we didn't want to get caught at the end of the depletion of stuff, if that makes sense. That's
because when we put our wheat out, we got hammered with, and we lost a bunch of it. And now we got a little bit out there, but it's
not enough to do anything with.
It's not enough to fill this cup. We're just going to let the cows eat it.
Yeah.
But the amount of stress going through this entire situation that the world has been going through, it didn't affect us. It didn't affect us. We literally sat back and said, we did dip into some stuff when they were here.
Maybe we need to...
Before it gets too bad, do you want to, because there may not be any more sugar, do you want to go buy another bag or two? Yes, yes. We made those decisions went out there and we bought a couple of extra bags of sugar, a couple of extra bags of flour, and a couple of extra bags of rice.
And tea.
Tea and coffee, because they did drink coffee. And that was about it.
Yeah, we blew through some tea.
Yeah.
And that was, and so that's kind of... Saw someone offer career services to help people for free last month on Facebook group. I saw a comment from someone I know.
With... That is... the amount of stress that everybody else was probably facing because of that. Robin's fall garden was absolutely...
Still is.
We still have a tremendous amount of lettuce, Swiss chard out the gazoo.
Yeah, we have a bed of Swiss chard that's so thick you don't know where the plants are.
Onions, sweet peas are fixing to come in. Our strawberries are finally starting to turn red.
All the mustards and collards, we're letting them go to seed at this point.
Yes.
So that we can... These are very out of the ordinary circumstances. You are forgiven. I will tell you though, we're fixing to start ramping up all of our videos to be able to show you like how we're doing, because we're almost at the point where Daisy's gonna have a calf where we'll be able to have milk. So we'll be showing you about making butter and storing the milk and what we do with the milk, and we've got chickens coming through. We've got some turkeys we've decided we're going to go ahead and process. So there's a lot of stuff now that we're starting to, really kind of hone in on that, will be really good to show people, what we're doing. We've got, our garden is, like today we pulled 2 beds worth of radishes.
That bolted.
That's one thing that I want to tell y'all that I think is really another thing that's kind of empowering, is that when we have something that's like that bolts, we don't get upset about it. We
fed it to the pigs.
We fed it to the pigs, and we're like, well, pig feed goes further today, We had, even like when all the mustard and collards finally, the seeds start to dry out, we're still going to have leaves that we can throw all of that stuff to them and kind of supplement their feed. So that's exciting too. So we have a lot of things that we're working on. We just have to.
And we have a lot of little new tricks that we put into play, and not necessarily tricks, because there's other channels out there that's been doing it, and
hacks,
and like the one that particularly that I'm referencing, I learned way back in the day from the fella who did the Back to Eden garden with his chickens, and so it is.
Yeah, you're a bad influence, Brett. Yeah, definitely, Nathan. That 25 will make a difference.
And these things that... And it's... Okay, I'm going to say something, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but I shared this with Brett the other day. There is a huge part of me that is thankful for this virus. Because it has been a relative blessing here on our homestead. Now, look, I'm sad because a lot of... what are we up to? 28,000 lives lost?
There's a lot of people that we've lost, and that's very sad.
And that's sad. And could some of it have been prevented? Probably.
That's a good way to look at it, Nathan.
But one of the things that I'm thankful for is it has kicked Robin into high gear. And I like it when Robin gets like this, because then she does something, and then when
I start cracking the whip on everybody, which they've all not. Hold on,
not you're interrupting me and not letting me finish. And she does things like plants carrots, and see, there it is, and she gets giddy and giggle. Look at that smile! Look at that smile! Because we pulled out about 8 gallons of carrots.
It's not that many. Like 3.
No, those purple buckets are 5.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
So yeah, about 5. But the thing that you have to think about, we were talking about this today, is that we've been pulling carrots for months.
Hence the reason I said 8.
Yeah, it's probably close to 8 gallons. By the time we figure in all the stuff that we've pulled, because I know Carol has been going out there 3-4 times a week pulling stuff for recipes, and then she also loves to make sushi. She got a little sushi kit from Cattywampus for her birthday, and she cuts the carrots into thin strips, and then if she can find a thin carrot, she just puts a straight full carrot.
Yeah, where are they at tonight? We're missing some people. A
lot of people. But yeah, so she
missing Cattywampus, Dragon's Talon, Suburban, Kitty,
Anita,
Vina.
So yeah, so she
figure out what's going on and make sure these people are okay.
So we pulled. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see there's a picture of the. There's another one that just came in.
Yep.
To family. Not now. It did first thing this morning, but we pulled a ton of carrots, which was really cool. We're getting ready tomorrow. We'll probably start fermenting those. Everybody knows how much I love fermented carrots.
I love them too.
So we're gonna do some garlic and carrots.
That's another thing. Her garlic, y'all, is amazing. I cannot wait to harvest.
One thing that is we saw you, Teresa.
But I want to finish my story. The girls, my girls, they're not just, we gotta go do our chores. There's a difference about them now. They are precise in what they do. They're starting to get excited, even Apollo. It's like Apollo knows, Because we have one lone goose. And it becomes an absolute scavenger hunt to figure out where she's going to make her nest. And Apollo got into it this year, and he just started bringing the goose eggs and dropping them where we are. And we're like, dude, good job. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of like, I want to eat one. But it seems to have taken the girls to where they go, Dad's not just being paranoid, like Grandmom says. Mm-hmm. One of the things that Dad said actually just happened. Mm-hmm. And so now they're starting to see the method to the madness, and they're participating more. They went out to the Red Barn without having to be told and completely organized the library. All on their own. They've done a lot of things now.
They're getting more interested in meal planning, like doing a menu.
Yeah.
Participating in putting together a menu. They're taking their chores a little bit more seriously. Like, they understand that it's important. Like today, we've been struggling with water because it's one of those things where they'll make the call like first thing in the morning. Well, there's still water left in there, but then by mid-afternoon, they don't have any water, right? So LaDessa came in. Was it this morning or yesterday morning? This morning, and said, can we just do the chores together? We can both help.
Yes.
We can both do this, and that way that Carol doesn't have to do all the water or whatever, Mm-hmm. And so then that way they've kind of started working together to make sure that the food sources are taken care of. LaDessa has taken it upon herself to start watering my plants in the seed room so that my little strawberry plants and stuff don't die. And, Carol's making sure that she takes care of the chickens that we need to get outside.
It's tomorrow.
Do the girls know how to can? Absolutely, they do. Yes. Yeah. That was the other thing we were talking about with the carrots. We had talked about canning the carrots, but we would have to get the pressure canner going. So I don't know. We may do that. We may just ferment.
We can
We're
pull
not
out
sure.
that propane burner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'll get it up real quick.
So anyway, so that's so plans for tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow?
Well, one of the things that we're doing tomorrow, the main thing, is to go down to that bottom, collect all the trash, cut the grass right there, bring the grass up to the chickens, and then break up the ground and plant the sweet potatoes. And then we'll mulch it real heavy and let them
see what they do.
And because that's a pretty decent size area for a sweet potato patch. We should pull out a very good harvest of sweet potatoes.
The other thing is they'll have enough room to be able to spread out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Green Dream.
GDP.
What's up?
Then once we get done, if we get done with that before lunch, then I'd like to go out there and rip down some more boards for the strawberries. And
maybe we could get the girls started on painting them while we're ripping down the other boards. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's one of the things.
And then painting your cages that I'm building for your pepper plants and stuff like that. Those, you need to make a decision on those. What colors you want for those.
So many homesteading wants to know, I've never fermented anything. Is it easy? Yes, it is fairly easy. I prefer dehydrated carrots to canned, but I'm excited to try fermented carrot. Whoa.
I want to take 2 polls real quick. We got 43 people in here, and I need... First poll. Give us a thumbs up. YouTube has opened up the ability for us to have the membership thing. The membership
button.
Where if you do the membership, you can get a special icon and different emojis, and then of course, depending on the level that you do, we supplement with other
benefits.
things. Give us a thumbs up if you guys think that we should do that. You'd be interested in supporting.
Hey, Anita.
That way, because Robin and I are kind of.
Well, we were kind of that way with Patreon.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of one of those
And then
things.
Patreon went zing that way, and we were kind of like, "Whoa, glad we didn't really do that one."
Yeah.
We gave it a go, but we backed out kind of quickly. Green Dream says, "Do it." Broussard say, "Do it." Thumbs up. And so I'm very curious about that, of where
everybody thinks that.
What's your feelings on that, and what you think about that?
I've heard mixed reviews on how it's working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of...
Got 3 thumbs up so far.
Just got to go for it. I'm looking into it myself. I got the invite too. Cool.
4.
Yeah.
5, 6.
I've seen channels with much less friends do it.
Okay. All right, so Robin and I will probably sit down and get that put together this week and put that out.
Okay.
So, my next question. This is personal for me. I need your help to convince somebody. Right now, we are getting a plethora of eggs. I would like to pickle some. The Cajun style pickle eggs, just like the quail eggs.
If you're going to do that, I think it should only be the pullet eggs that we're getting and the millefleur eggs. The smaller ones.
Okay.
Not
I do want to
ones.
find a jar that I could pickle a goose egg. No? Because that thing is like... So, if you think I should be allowed to pickle some of our eggs, say, Robin, let him.
Let him? Because really, I'm going to be the one that says no. Because you're here all day. All you have to do is boil them and pickle them without me.
Why you gotta bring that up, April? I thought we were friends.
I love me some April. I wouldn't be able to... Yeah, that's fine. Send the extra eggs to 2 Family. Sherry needs some. Yeah, thank you, Dee. I think it's gross, but...
They'll keep. They're a good egg.
Fart City, that's exactly right. Fart City. It reminds me of the 3 Amigos. That looks like butt cheeks. It's a peach. I would have to agree with Robin. Sounds like a waste of eggs. Tell him to pickle his own eggs. Exactly. Let him, but he has to do it. Exactly. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the pickled egg thing. I didn't mind the Cajun quail eggs because they're bite size. So you pop one in your mouth and that would be fine. But the problem is, when you're making big, huge eggs, like, that means you have to bite into it and then bite it again. Pickled eggs and beer. Ugh.
Yes. That's a great way to
sleep on the couch.
Great way to lose weight.
But, so that's, I kind of have said, if you're going to do that, use the small eggs, use the millefleur eggs, the pullet eggs that we keep getting.
I can do that.
And that way, if there were smaller ones, maybe not so much. Not a bad deal.
Yeah.
But, so that's kind of where, where we kind of... But I'm curious how many of y'all preserve your eggs. How many of y'all freeze them? Do you whip them up like you would scrambled eggs and then put them in ice cube trays, or do you just crack the egg, put it in there? Does anybody do any of that? I'm curious. All right, bye, GDP. You guys have a good one. I mean, it can't be worse than 100-year eggs. We're going to be preserving some of our eggs this summer. Just don't let Apollo eat them, or you'll have double Oh my gosh, yeah. Dude, I have dumping syndrome. That would be absolutely evil if I ate one. I have scrambled eggs in the freezer, okay? Oh, your friend. I freeze them first, scramble. I freeze them first, scramble, and ice
Amy
cream.
dehydrates eggs. You need to talk to her about that.
Don't last long enough to freeze. I scramble and freeze. Also pickle and... then when frozen, pop out and put in quart bags. That's what I was thinking. Like, I was thinking about doing that. Because, and then my next question is, how long do they last in the freezer? Is it something that's indefinite, or is it something that over time it breaks down? Because I'm curious. Because everybody knows that at some point your chickens stop laying. And for us, it will happen in the heat of the summer. We'll have a time where we're wishing that we had as many eggs as we have right now. So that's why I'm curious, because I feel like if we froze a dozen a week, or froze 2 dozen a week, and then consume the rest each week.
Yeah.
Then
we got to make a decision and do something.
Oh, Amy made a video. I thought we had talked about that. All right, well, we'll look into it and see.
No.
They last for a long time in the freezer. Okay. I'll have to look into that, because I think that's something that we should consider, because we will go through, when it gets super hot or they're molting, there's going to be a time where we don't have eggs. And so I think it would be very helpful to have those stored for those kind of times. Yeah. So that's because my first inclination was to just make a crap ton of egg salad, and people get sick of egg salad after a while. So
yes,
separate the yolk from the white and do that to freeze them. I froze to eat in the winter, so I hadn't planned on keeping them longer than 5 or 6 months. But even then, that's cool, right? So 5 or 6 months would be okay. What are you doing?
Just playing.
Oh. Why are you putting our baby calf in there?
Because it can.
God, look, there's snow on the ground in that picture.
Mm-hmm.
Glassing eggs. I'll have to look into that.
We're going to have to get some updated pictures for
I have some.
We need to do an update video on him.
I can't believe, if you look at those pictures of him and how tiny and very bony, because he was brand new. I mean, that was right after he was born. Now he is he's huge, and he's 2 months old.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So, because he was born, wasn't he born Valentine's Day or close to Valentine's Day? Yeah. Aw, who is this beauty? That's Bo. That is Bo.
That's the Bo man.
Yeah. So, all right, y'all. It's 9:30. Scramble your eggs and then dehydrate them. Turn them into a powder and vacuum pack them. I also do egg muffins to freeze, egg, sausage, bell pepper, made in the muffin tin, and frozen. Oh, could do that. Daisy has not had her baby yet. No. Can also do yeah.
All right, guys, we owe you guys a ton of videos, and hopefully
we'll get some stuff shot tomorrow and try to sit down and...
Yeah. We have some soft lights ordered so Robin can do some of the videos that she wants to do in the house. So that way, Robin tried to do one, and the she wrestled with the lighting for a while and just couldn't
save the video.
Couldn't save it, and some things were blown way out, and then there was a huge shadow, and you couldn't really see her. And so we got some lights ordered, plug-in kind. So those videos and stuff will be coming out soon, and then the lighting obviously in here will be better also. And then we've got some construction things in the work. That way you guys won't just always be seeing this for a little while. And so be looking for some videos this week, even if it's just a random vlog or whatever. Some stuff's gonna come out this week, I promise. So thanks for coming by tonight, you guys. Robin and I want to remind you to plant smiles,
Grow giggles.
Go giggles.
Grow giggles. Do you need to clean your ears out?
Maybe. And harvest the love, baby, yeah. Be kind to one another. Be safe out there. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Give our wildlife a chance.
And listen to gangster rap.
And on that note, it's a good time to bring up our prayer list one more time. If you guys have any requests for our prayer wall, please, by all means, shoot us an email at bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. Also, if you're tired of not getting our notifications, please send us an email and say that you want to be on our email list, because that's also where we pick our winners for our giveaways from. So, bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. Come check us out. Instagram. Join the Big Bear Nation on Facebook, because we've been doing random live streams on there as well. Mm-hmm. So, we will... Robin and I, till next time.
Love y'all.
God bless.
Have a nice day.
And have a nice day.